Good morning and welcome to Union Bank here in London. We're here with the Global Chairman, Mr. Arun Tiwari, and also Mr. Sethi from the Executive Director here in London. Mr. Tiwari, first to you. You've been here now since July of last year, I believe. Give us an idea about the process, the thought process behind opening a fully owned subsidiary here in the UK.
If you talk about the thought process, it started off way back in 2010, 2011. Globally, if you look, all the regulators want any new setup of a banking outfit should be by way of a subsidiary. Thereby what happens? From regulators' point of view, like PRA's point of view, they try to ring fence you. Back in India also, Reserve Banks is saying, our regulator is saying, anybody who comes in new or even the existing foreign banks who are playing out of India, they should subsidize their operations. Ring fencing, just trying to obviate a possibility of any meltdown sort of a thing. So whatever you are doing, it's limited to that territory only. Therefore, we also thought, and it gives us a leeway to expand our business more easily in comparison to had it been just a branch. Because I need not to take any permission from PRA for opening that's what we call passporting facility, neither from Reserve Bank of India, who is my regulator back in my home country, or the host country. The ease of doing business.
How difficult has it been in terms of the regulations to expand your business outside since the 2008 global financial crisis? How easy, and what benefits are there to having the subsidiary post that crisis?
I wouldn't say that it's been difficult. People have become more prudent, doing it the right way, the way it should be done. So it takes little longer, that's it. But by that route, we become more compliant. We know what we should be doing. We know how it should be done. So I think it's better.
Mr. Sethi, to you now, just from the point of view of the NRI community in the UK, what are the specific services that you're offering? Give us a little bit of an idea about that.
Okay. I would say, no, having come here as a subsidiary, then it's not only the NRI the only focus. Yes, they remain certainly a focus, because we coming from India to serve our ethnic community people here, that remains the target. But once having set up a subsidiary, and as Mr. Tiwari also indicated, another 2 to 3 years, we may open 2 or 3 more branches as well. So the intention is, as a subsidiary, to spread our wings in Britain and do all type of business. So it will be providing all sort of facilities, not only to NRIs, but also to the local people as well.
Give us an idea about, for instance, for local businesses wanting to invest in India. Is that something that you'd be able to facilitate, financing and funding, so forth?
Yes, that is one part. But here also within UK, if somebody is looking for providing SME units, so there our subsidiary will be certainly providing that help, including the housing finance, retail, and large corporates, those who are coming from India, going to set up a business in UK, certainly they will be looking for a home site of a feeling. So if they are my own clients there, why not they be provided a facility here as well? So that subsidiary will be able to a good beginning point for them as well.
Okay. Mr. Tiwari, finally to you. A comment on the perceptions that state-owned banks and state-owned institutions have outside of India, and this is something that Mr. Modi's government is trying to overturn as well. Get investment in, change the perception of people that people have of India and Indian institutions. How do you go about competing, particularly with these young, thrusting new banks, for example, like Yes Bank, and how do you work to change these perceptions?
The moot point is, we being government-owned, or partly government-owned in our case, but 60% equity is held by Government of India. Our larger perspective is in the national building. It's not just the commerce part of it. National building, and it should be. Back in India, whatever you see by way of infrastructure, we call about PPP, public-private partnership. Whatever is coming from public part of PPP, it has come in from public sector banks. Whatever infrastructure back in India you see, had this not been for public sector bank, you would have not seen that kind of infrastructure. So I think we have seen tough times, but going forward also, not that there is any deficit in talent, not that we, in as much as when hard decisions have to be taken, borderline cases are to be picked up. We have that courage of conviction to help out those kind of projects also. I don't think that there is any uneven playing field in as much as one wants to do the business. And what you're talking about, perception of the public of private sector bank, you ask, as you would be knowing, if you know about India, 65% India resides in the villages. Why don't you ask that 65% population of India, which is the better bank? That would be the right answer.
How much store, for instance, do you put on innovation in banking?
Remember one thing, one has to be, whatever you are doing, you have to be relevant to the times. You can't be relevant if you are not innovating. That answers.
Give me an example of the kind of innovation that Union Bank is doing.
We were the first bank, including the bank's name you took, to put in talking ATM. We are the first bank out of India, ahead of time. And look, in the times to come, the differentiator would be your IT. Because volumes would be there and they have to be cost effective from our perspective. Only then we can make some profit. And that can be driven only by way of IT platform. So Union Bank of India IT platform is perhaps among the best back in India. That is one of our core strengths. You look at, you must have read in Britain also about Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. 12 crores plus accounts were opened and it's Guinness Book of World Record. In flat 4 months' time, it has never happened before. Public sector bank. I mean, maybe about 90+% was done by the public sector bank. So when it comes to the nation service or nation building, it's our call. And we do it with a sense of pride.
Gentlemen, thank you very much for your time. Thank you.